of Taylor.
I don't disagree with that, but I agree. To Sean's point,
he interjects though.
It's a weird
kind of I believe you, but not totally believe.
And does he disbelieve him because is it the simplicity that flight has not been a proven fact on this world? Yes, he made a paper airplane and he can throw it, but we're talking about coming from the stars at this point. The stars are that mystical area that we don't even know.
Get to, yeah.
We don't know what they're. Are they in that era and they don't believe in that? Therefore, they're dismissive of his silly claim.
Well, I think the end sentence here is part of what kind of brings me back to why Cornelius now has some defense of Taylor.
Okay.
He says, "May it please the tribunal, I for one grant that this being cannot have come from another planet." Right? He's dismissive. Yeah. But this much is certain, he comes from somewhere in the forbidden zone. We end this minute with him referencing the forbidden zone. We know that Cornelius has been doing archaeological digs. Was he getting his permit to go back out, was it specifically the forbidden zone or on another dig?
I don't know if they had said it.
No.
They just said they had to meet about it.
About your permits and that kind of thing. It never said the forbidden zone.
So this is kind of a shocking reveal for Cornelius. He's now mentioning he knows that he comes from. Well, how does Cornelius know that? I mean, it's just
he's surmising it
because of the map. Remember,
because of the map, because of what. So, I think that he's dismissive of flight. He's dismissive of space travel.
Another planet,
but he had enough evidence that a man knew of information beyond the forbidden zone. So he comes from there. He must come from there. But it doesn't explain why Taylor wouldn't just admit to that if that's the case.
Well, why does Cornelius feel so empowered at this moment to mention the forbidden zone and that he comes from someplace unique? I mean, it's just there's this. He's standing up for Taylor, right? He's mentioning the forbidden zone. He's an archaeologist. Just the sense of the fact that he's taking the council someplace that I don't know that he wants to take them.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. Obviously, we can't read his mind at this point, and they haven't given us anything about it that we could obviously figure out what he's thinking about. But he had just seen another human that Landon has claimed, or Taylor has claimed, that can speak language, has had his brain butchered to potentially keep him from speaking like that. So he might be seeing a different side of the council where he's going, all right, the guy that says he can fly, I think is from the Forbidden Zone, can speak, has seen some things, he knows about this inland sea. He claims this other guy could talk, but now the council has butchered his brain. Maybe his claims are not so far-fetched because
so he believes him because of that.
They put me down as well as they've tried to suppress my research as well. So why would they be trying to suppress Taylor as well?
Oh, my goodness. Well, can you imagine that from Cornelius? He's now seen the surgery scar.
Yeah.
He's now suspect of Zeus.
Yeah.
And now he wants to call him to question that he's from the Forbidden Zone, that he's actually something different than they're used to in terms of humans.
The sacred scriptures have said.
This is crazy.
Scrolls,
Like, just that Cornelius is now suddenly feeling kind of empowered as a man of science to take the
initiative to say this is not
the possibility that Taylor's telling some type of truth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, did we just push ourselves into Friday?
I think we did with that
Thursday night sleepover to get to Friday's.
the three of us were looking at each other with zero eyes. We all had wide eyes, like, "Oh my God!"
All right, I'm gonna hop into my sleeping bed over there. You get into your sleeping pouch, and you get into the treehouse, and then we're gonna all talk about the next minute tomorrow.
Good night, Sean Boy.
All right. Good night, Todd Boy.
Sean Boy.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this minute 74 of Minute of the Apes. We're going to ask you to go to our website if you want to find anything at minutedtheapes.com. If you want to email us, you can hit us up at podcast.
That's sort of like Reese's Pieces.
Podcast at minutedtheapes.com. You can get all our social media at minutedtheapes.com if you want to find us. For Richard and Todd, I'm Sean. We will see you on Friday.
Bye, everyone.
I didn't know.
The Minute of the Apes. The Minute